Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody in the chat. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? How y'all doing out there? We up in this thing. Oh, my notifications ain't going out on this channel. My noties ain't going out. Salute to everybody in the chizats. What's good? What's good? What's good, man? I definitely want to react to the KB and Ryan interview today. Hold on 1 second.
Perfect.
Oh, that today? Oh, that was tomorrow. Let me see. I'll do that for tomorrow. Let me see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. Wow, check your notifications. They don't go out to people. Let me see what's going on out here in these YouTube streets. They don't want your boy Damn D to be great today. They don't want me to be great today.
Perfect.
Let's see what's going on. Salute to everybody up in here, man. Salute to everybody. What's up, Drip? What's up, True Essence? What's up, Miss Collins, Clarence, Dana, Miss Collins, Chris, Sandra, James, Cadillac, King, Melly. Let me send out Cody. See what's really good in these YouTube streets. All right, let me send out a little quick notification out there. I'm live right now. Click the link below. See what's going on. I hate when they do that. Why the actual link don't come up? Hold on. I'm trying to figure something out.
Perfect.
Why does it do that? Why don't give me the direct link? It's weird. Trying to figure out something, y'all. Give me a few. It's not giving me the proper link. Why is it share link?
Perfect.
I don't want that one. Let's see what's going on. Coming up. It says coming up. Hold on. Hey, chat, is it? What the hell going on right now? Hold on. Something weird going on. Hey, does it say that I'm live on y'all timeline? Because it says like coming up. Why does it say coming? Oh, okay. Now it's coming on. Okay. It's gonna take a little few. Okay, that was weird. Like it said, coming up for some reason, but I'm live. Why does it do that? It don't. That's weird. Why is it doing that? It's not giving out the actual video. It's just the link. It's weird. But anyway, fuck it. We just gonna do what he do. If YouTube hating on your boy, then shit. They just hating on your boy. All right, let me post it on the other one. Alright, let's get it. If it don't work, it's alright. I'll just repost the video. It is what it is.
Perfect.
Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute. Oh, hoodie damn D's in the building. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody in the chat, man. What's good? We got Drip in the building. We got Barbie. We got Iron. We got the last man standing. We got Steady. Salute to everybody up in here. What's happening? Cody. Look like YouTube hating on your boy today, but that's all right. We still gonna be great. Hopefully the notice will go out in a little bit. If not, it is what it is. But I want to react to KB, Ryan Clark, and Carcino. They went live today, man. Definitely a healthy, great conversation that I think KB needed to hear from another perspective other than, you know, the people that he normally talks to down here, you know what I mean, on these YouTube streets. It's good to have him hear this from, you know, someone that is respected in the media world, someone that is a current analyst, reporter, and does a hell of a good job doing it too. Ryan Clark. Shout out to Ryan Clark, man. And it's even dope for him to even come on KB's platform to even be open enough to hear what KB has to say and what KB is dealing with, and, you know, just to hear his side of the story, then just hear what the media got to say, right? Because like Ryan said on his podcast, he was like, yo, I had no idea you talk this way. I had no idea that you thought this way. I had no idea, you know, I'm just going off of what the media is saying, right? So there's a large portion of, you know, people out there that just go off social media and just go off what people say, because I could be one of them. And I think 90% of us would fall in that category, because, you know what I mean, we were just going off of what was being told off of the media, right? We didn't really hear KB speak until he spoke. You know what I mean? So just like Ryan and everybody else, we were just going off of what Stephen A was saying, what ESPN was saying, what other analysts were saying. So you know, we are all guilty of that. You know what I mean? I don't think there's nobody exempt from it. I think we was all shocked. We was all surprised when KB actually spoke. We was like, oh shit, this nigga got some sense. Whether you agree or disagree, or, you know, however y'all feel right now, but at the time, you know, when KB came and spoke out, we all was like, what? Oh shit, I ain't know how. I I know I didn't know I had no idea, you know, you even thought like this. And it was refreshing to hear someone talk like that, because all you see is these Dwayne Wade type niggas. I got a video coming up about D Wade, man. D Wade is right, but all we hear about all these D Wade type. You know what I mean? So it was refreshing to hear someone talk like a man and speak their mind, and not go with the agenda, and not go with the media try to, you know, put out on it. So it was just refreshing to hear someone of, you know, his status talking how he talking, because normally you don't hear, especially professional athletes, talk like that, right? Because once again, they're always controlled by somebody. They always work for the media, so they got to watch what they say. They can't really talk how they want to talk, because they know if they offend the wrong group, they up out of here. You know what I mean? So that's one thing a lot of people was, well, I wouldn't say a lot of people, that's one thing that especially the major companies out there was afraid about KB, because he wasn't attached to nobody. Can't nobody tell him what to do. And he just exploded out of nowhere, and bam, he is, you know what I mean? So this was dope just to hear Ryan Clark take the time out of his day, because I'm sure he got a busy day. You know, he work at ESPN, he does his own podcast, and I'm sure he has 100,000,000 things to do on his plate. You know what I mean? So it's definitely dope to see, you know, Ryan took the time out to jump on KB's platform, or the same way that KB jumped on his platform. So this was dope. This was dope, man. So I just want to react to it, give my thoughts, give my opinions. We're going to keep it moving. We're going to keep it grooving. Shout out to KB, shout out to Carcino, and shout out to Ryan Clark. Let's get it popping. Let's get to it. Let go. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. YouTube hating on your boy right now, but that's all right. Milkman gonna milk it. Let's go.
What's going on, y'all? I see Miss Brother Ryan is already in the back. Oh,
Hey, this was the first time in history KB was on time. I'm like, hold on. It was 5 o'clock. It was scheduled for 5 o'clock, and KB came on at 5 o'clock. God damn. Shout out to KB for being on time for once. God. Sheesh. I ain't never seen KB schedule a live at 5 o'clock and come on at 5 o'clock. Normally, boy, if he schedules something for 5 o'clock, he ain't coming on to 6:30, 7, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Shout out to KB for finally being on time. Sheesh.
I'm gonna have to move this. I don't like this lighting. That lighting sucks.
Hey, like I see that light. Well, you probably didn't pay attention, but you could have probably moved that light right here. That light right in the background, like you probably had to unhook that and bring that over to the desk if you wanted better lighting. But it was, you know, last minute type shit.
I don't like this.
That big ass bright light. You needed that light in front of you. FYI.
Lighting. That lighting sucks. Hold on, guys. Let me see how I can correct this lighting. Give me 1 second.
One thing as you know, trying to get the perfect light, never have light behind you, because that light is going to make you look darker and it's gonna make it look like a shadow. So you always want the light in front of you. Never have light in back of you, especially if you don't have a brighter light in front of you. That light in the back is gonna make you look like a shadow.
See how it looks. If I come back here, it's a little bit better. I'm gonna need to charge this computer. What's up, brother Ryan?
What up, brother? How you doing?
All right, I think I'm gonna do it from back here. The lighting is a little off over there. I may have to go for it in a minute to charge this thing, but it'll last for a second.
Shout
Let's
out
see
to
if we can
Ryan.
get Carcino in here real quick.
Okay.
Shout out to Carcino.
Carcino, the link is in the chat. Let me grab my phone.
I think this was definitely a healthy conversation that KB, you know what I mean, needed to have from someone that's respected and actually doing the work in the media, you know, especially currently working at ESPN, you know what I mean? Ryan Clark is a
the link
heavy
is in
hitter
the,
over there,
chat.
you know what I mean? I mean, if you watch ESPN, you know he's pretty much everywhere, especially on ESPN, NFL Network. He covers football and all that good stuff. So if you actually watch football, then you should have seen him before.
Yeah, we got
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. We got that super chat open. And if y'all want to donate to the Sister T super chat, y'all can always click that link down below. Carcino in the house. Salute to Carcino.
Okay. We got you.
All right.
And Damn D in the house. Hey, Kwame Brown, why you ain't put me on the platform? I was... Let me stop being messy. Kwame, you ain't put me on. Kwame, I was behind the scenes. All right, let me stop. Kwame, I was there. Why you ain't put me up, Kwame? Huh? It's Kwame fault. All right.
So I got brother. Hold on, let me get back on camera. So I asked Brother Clark to come, you know, to discuss behavior, you know, because a lot of people think that I'm some fighting crazy big bad guy because of the way that I speak. Mm-hmm. And so I was always taught it's about what you do and not what you say. And some of the other people that's...
Hey, tell me if the music is too loud in the background. Tell me how the music is. Is it cool? Is it too distracting? Is that all right?
That I've gotten into it with, the things that they've said have been way more egregious than me talking loud or whatever else. So we just wanted to kind of highlight some of the things they said and just see why does
cool.
The media, for some people, it's okay to do certain things and for others, it's not. Mm-hmm. So, Carcino, do you want to start with the video or do you want me to start with the video I have?
You can play the video you have. I mean, it's like everyone on the YouTube world and mostly people who work outside of the YouTube world, they just never seen this type of behavior before, or they just like here they're just used to it. You know, here's a lot of toxic energy on the internet. Mm-hmm. But as leaders and people who are, I would say, of a certain age or who've experienced all of that, we're supposed to grow out of it. We're supposed to grow out of this toxic environment and be able to give them another lane and say, well, that's not the way to go. Like, we have another lane for you to go. You don't have to use that because in the end, it's only going to work against you. It's not going to work for you. So we try to give people lanes and avenues to show that there's a better way. Trading and coding. Like Kwame and I, we both support the Saginaw STEM.
That's a nice hoodie too. I like that hoodie. Shout out to Carcino wearing that Saginaw. Hold on, let me make this a little bit short. I like that hoodie. It's a nice hoodie.
Davis, my cousin, has a program for kids. It's free. So from kindergarten to 12th grade, they teach them science and math, and I think this is wonderful. You know, a STEM program for children. Darvin Ham, who's from Saginaw, actually was a supporter. General Motors came in, and everyone came and support the program. And this is what you want to do for your youth, because we see the problems in those communities. Let's highlight those. Let's show people there's other lanes and other avenues besides trying to tear each other apart all the time. So that was the narrative, you know, and for some weird reason, I just don't understand why this gentleman decides to do the things that he do.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Right here, I was like, what the Yeah, I gotta be honest. I'm like, KB, what are you doing? I didn't know that KB was going this direction. I was like, oh my God. I was like, KB, no. I was like, KB, what are you doing? I'm like, oh no, don't introduce this man to the black side of YouTube. I'm like, oh no, KB, don't do it. But I seen what he was doing. I was nervous as fuck, because I'm like, oh shit, please don't introduce Ryan to this crazy fuckery shit on YouTube like these. I'm like, oh Lord, please don't introduce Ryan to these people. He don't need to know these people. I'm like, oh Lord, KB, don't do it. But after he played it and then he explained it, I was like, all right. And then playing that got to the real topic in the real situation. But I was nervous right here. I'm like, oh no, KB, no. Do not talk about, well, I know he was talking about Gilbert, but I'm like, oh shit. Please don't introduce these people to this innocent bystander over here. Like, please don't introduce these innocent, well, this innocent bystander over here. Just let them do them. Don't please don't get Ryan into it. But after he explained it and everything, you know, the bigger topic was talked about. Then I was like, okay, I get it. But I ain't gonna lie, but I was nervous right here. I was like, no, don't do it. No.
But nevertheless, he does. Hold on, let me see. Let me get you guys back up here. So guys, we're gonna play this behind the scene. I don't think I want to have it out front. I just want them to hear the audio. But I mean, the things he said, we went from talking about trading and coding, we argued or whatever, but the stuff that this gentleman is saying, this is what I don't get. So let's play it.
But okay, so well, I'm just gonna speak from what I thought KB was doing. KB was just highlighting Gilbert Arenas' behavior that Ryan wasn't aware of, and what a lot of people probably that interviewed him, because Ryan did an interview with Gilbert, right? So he don't know this side of Gilbert, right? So KB is just like putting him on game, like, you know, these dudes that you're interviewing ain't really who you think they are. You know, they be on some other stuff. You know what I mean? So I think that's what the direction he was trying to go with. I could be wrong. I'm just, you know, from the outside looking in, I think that's what KB was trying to do.
I have a reason to be in the neighborhood when shit gets popping off. I live right here. A reason to slip up anything that 10 toes. And Kwame, I'm on your house. Anything that you slip up, it's mine, sir. You slip up, it's mine. I'm trying to buy the houses around your neighborhood too, so I can be your neighbor. So I have a reason to be in the neighborhood.
this boy, this motherfucker here, boy. This
when shit
crazy.
gets popping off, I live right here. I want the smoke.
Well, it sounds like you do want
Can y'all hear that?
It sounds like you want up here reading.
Y'all can hear it?
Reading articles and your kids say hi, boo boo doo doo brown. So I'm not understanding why you're not in the spotlight.
Yo, I'm sure Brian was like, what the fuck is this? Who is this person talking? Like, he knows the Gilbert voice, but who are these other motherfuckers here talking about, right? So I'm sure Ryan was like, what the fuck going on right now?
But he got Moonlight brown skin lady in his mouth talking bullshit about some racial crap.
Hey, Kwame,
bullshit.
Kwame, I'm texting. She by her computer. Anybody got her first name, her last name? My FBI is by her computer. Hey, if you think I'm bullshit, if y'all think I'm bullshitting,
Regina Bryant.
Oh, Regina Bryant. We got an age. Hold on. Hey, let me just type it.
Hold on. Is that Queen Regina? Is that her real name? Regina Bryant. Oh Lord.
I think that's his middle name. 103. Renee or something.
Hey, if Kwame, if you think I'm bullshitting, you ask Demas. You ask Demas what happened, why he flew on off of social media too fast. Well, oh yeah. I'm playing that bullshit. Y'all keep running off at the mouth. Y'all keep listening to Kwame Brown. They keep listening to Kwame Brown, but as soon as I put the pressure on Kwame Brown, his ass was in them hotels hiding and running. He fooling y'all. Y'all over here motherfucking windmilling for him, but he ain't telling y'all he running and hiding in hotels. They sitting in the basement with all them guns. Let him come on, Kwame. Sit down. You got a house, you got a basement full of guns.
What is the Duck Dynasty, the Brown Duck Dynasty going on in that swamp? I mean, didn't they just apologize to you? It was just recently that they apologized. I mean, you be talking about lift up skirt and put on your heels.
Right. But y'all see what they're trying to do now. Now they're saying Gil's name, but they're doing it on backup pages. Like because he's doing it on his backup page. Kwame said that if you say his name, if you pop on him, it'll be on his backup page. Y'all niggas scary. Y'all fucking scary. Y'all ain't fooling nobody.
That's why they ain't hit the link yet, brown skin lady.
Right.
They ain't hit that shit yet.
Oh, hold on. What city? She lives in Atlanta.
So he's doing background search on Queen Regina. I'm sorry, that's funny. He doing background. Okay, slow down. All right, I got you. He doing background.
Nothing about that.
She's about what, 56?
I think so. Yep.
The pussy is like 200 though.
I thought that bitch might be 63 though. You know.
63.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, that's funny. I'm not gonna lie.
I think she could be 50 something.
Yeah, because she get disability, huh? Yeah, I just want to make sure everything is copacetic over there. Make sure she's A1. You know, make sure she's A1. I'm gonna keep her busy. I'm gonna keep her busy for a while. She can stay at a grown folks' business.
I don't understand why she's on the ledge on this story without any receipts. This is huge accusation. It's stereotypical. It's disgusting. It's sad. How could you be on this, Regina, with no receipts? Because you showing.
Yo, I bet you Ryan like, who the fuck is Regina? Who the hell is this talking? What the hell going on right now? I bet you Ryan is he confused as hell right now.
A list of people that he's following. Now you open up the floodgates so if everybody can go down Kwame page and show everybody who doesn't do it.
Girl.
You know, you can be following a girlfriend, but not your kid. Then someone should be talking about that.
And you know they are. They're gonna go down his kid's page. They have opened up some straws.
Because they acting like I have never lied. I've never lied on this man. The reason I haven't lied, his life is so fucked up that if I lie, I make it better. If I lie, I make it better. So I want to just show you who he really is. I said, and I quote, that he punched his arm through a window fighting with his girlfriend when he was drunk.
Talk about that nigga.
Right?
But what KB is doing, he's just trying to let Ryan know what, Gilbert is saying behind the scenes, on the, lower tier of YouTubers like myself. Like, I'm a lower YouTuber, you know what I mean? Like, Ryan is not aware of all this stuff that, is going behind the scenes and all that stuff. So that's what he's trying to do, right? He's just trying to put him on game and let other people know that are in the media what's going on, what KB is dealing with, right? He's just trying to highlight the dark side of what's actually going on that's not being talked about in the media, right? So that's what I feel like KB is trying to do. We're trying to alert Ryan Clark, right?
I said that he said I was lying. What he said is he always does this. He's never said I've lied. He just says, "Were you there?"
Right.
That's his His response, was you there? No, I wasn't there.
But you got your teammate who said that y'all did have a meeting.
But we had a meeting about your arm and what happened, so we all had the same story. I said it, right? You had self-talk make a video about your daddy burning your arm when you was little. And you posted it. You acknowledged it like it was truth, which is fine. Do this, Kwame Brown. Show me those scars before 2005.
Right. Right.
Show me those. Show me the scars in high school. Since I'm pretty sure you don't know magic, so they didn't just show up in 2005. Then they should be there 2004 when you got drafted in high school. Show me those pictures. Show me your arm. It fucked up before 2005's playoffs. Before you start wearing that sleeve on your right arm. And why did the same victim start following little old me when I said it? That's what y'all not. That's what they're not thinking about. Why is the victim following me after I said it? Yeah, you're not gonna.
Good question.
You're not gonna say that. You're gonna run around, fuck with other people. You're not gonna answer these questions. How did you hurt your arm then? If it wasn't through the window, how was it? Still ain't said. You can't even give a lie up. Has he said how he hurt his arm?
Nope, right. I think he dodged that.
So all these women, how he did it. Obviously, it wasn't what self said because
come on,
he wore a sleeve during the playoff.
But and she was pregnant.
And playing. No, they go to this.
Here's the part where he's looking at Queen Regina's home address, and they're looking up a 63-year-old woman's address.
Damn. Address. Regina. Here you go, Regina.
Oh, Regina, you 63? Thought you was 56. Uh-oh. Damn, Regina, you 63? Sheesh.
Well, George, your mamas, we did it. And playing. So I thank God.
She's showing her house right here.
Peaceful protest.
She about to show her address, her own address. Here you go, y'all.
No Black Lives Matter.
There you go. There you go. There go her address right there.
Lord. She got the
video. Got it on video. 10:39, and I could definitely find the street out because I got family in Georgia.
FBI find it fast.
Okay, yeah, that's true. And then if you Google,
so they was Googling Regina's address and sheesh.
Google his address, I'm pretty sure that Black Lives Matter sign will be right on the Google. You go to this bitch's house right here, bitch. I got you, Regina. I'm gonna send a drone back over there too, bitch.
Like you can see when like everyone he goes at, we come online, right, and we defend ourselves. We defend these fake allegations. When I came here, I asked, what did I do? What did I do to you? What did I do to you? I never had coach bench you. Eventually, we got the coach. He said the same thing. Right. It had for me to take off the gloves on him, and I still haven't took them all the way off. Mm-hmm. But we can answer you when you say something. I can answer all questions
without hesitation.
Here's a lateral thumbnail.
Troll.
That's
head. Kwame Brown. Just so you can see how much I've been on your head. The reason Skinny knew you was at the Seesaw is because I have eyes on you all day. I knew you was at the Seesaw. Skinny Nation just to troll you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I did.
Uh-oh.
Yes, I did, sir.
Uh-oh. Hit the link, Kwame.
Hold on.
I think that's enough.
Hold on. What you say? What about the sea salt? Hold on. You say what about sea salt?
I have eyes on you all day. I knew you was at the Seesaw. Skinny Nation just to troll you. Just so you can see how much I've been on your head. The reason Skinny knew you was at the Seesaw is because I have eyes on you all day. I knew you was at the Seesaw. Skinny Nation just to troll you. Yes,
Oh shit. He said I had eyes on you at the Seesaw. So y'all remember when, cause I think KB said something like he had a encounter with someone recording him or something like that. Remember, I think KB said that it was some dude that was recording him. So I don't know if he's talking about that situation, but sheesh, golly, wow, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Yeah, because I think KB said that he had a gay fella, and that's not dissing or nothing like that. But I think KB said, he was, Atlanta, and he was recording him or something like that, and KB came up to him and like said something like, "Why you recording me?" Yada yada, this and that. And now we just heard Gilbert said that he had eyes on KB. That's crazy. Sheesh. So I guess KB wasn't capping. I guess KB wasn't capping about that. Damn, that's crazy. Sheesh.
I did.
Uh-oh.
Yes, I did, sir.
Uh-oh. Hit the link, Kwame.
Damn.
I think that's enough of that video.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, then right after that, he says he did the same thing to me. right after that, he says, and Carcino, I did the same thing to you. I gave that information to him to use to you. Now, here's the thing. The person he's saying he gave that information to actually leaked out my home address, my parents' information, their phone numbers, everything. I had to report that person so that they would take that down. Now, Gilbert Arenas is just admitting to giving that information to that person.
Damn.
If I wanted to, Gilbert Arenas would be up facing criminal charges.
I didn't even know that even happened to Zeno. Damn. Well, welcome to the club, because I had my information and docs and shit already. You know what I mean? That's just like when you beef with certain people, they just do the extra, right? Because Skinny had doxed my place and shit like that, and that's what got him in trouble. And then I got that nigga up out of here. So yeah, man, you gotta be careful of doxing that stuff, because that's against you two policy. Yeah, that's definitely against you two policy right there. So, that's one of the many things that got Skinny in trouble. So y'all gotta be careful about that doxing stuff. All right, yes, but y'all gotta be careful about that shit.
With that guy, I could have had them both in there. Now, if someone comes to my home and try to do something to me, I harm them. Lives is lost and people hurt. For what? That's the main problem. For what? You're doing
so they can write it up like we beefing, and the fact that he comes to YouTube saying what he's saying is creating a narrative that they all like. They want to say black males are beefing. So in the case of we run into each other and something happened, then all it was just beef. When you can clearly hear what he's saying and what I'm saying.
But that's part of that toxic energy I was talking about. If you're a professional athlete, you've made hundreds of millions of dollars. You were considered the greatest thing in Washington, D.C. Well, you should be talking about youth programs that you got that's going on for the youth. If you're going to come on YouTube or something like that, you would think, okay, well, he's going to be talking about some programs he's got or something for the kids that he's doing with the youth. He should be highlighting these things. He's highlighting how many women he had, burning down a house of a boyfriend, an ex-boyfriend that was dating his baby mother that he was fiance with. He's bragging about that person's house being burnt down. And
but I think, so my thought on it, and even if we were talking about this toxicity that continues to prevail, is when you continue to give it energy, it's just like any other fire, any other flame, you give oxygen. Right. If he continues, and no, I'm not saying in the sense you don't defend yourself, right? If someone has your house address, if someone could harm your people, if there is in some way that we are or you are in danger, then you got to be a man. Things have to be said. You have to step up. You have to defend yourself, and you are right to me in anything you do in response to that. But don't at least in my thought process, I'm not going to give this life. I'm not going to give him life, because in a sense, and I had an opportunity, man. First of all, Kwame, I just want to say thank you. What you did in coming on the pivot, man, and the lives that I feel like you touched and the perceptions you changed of people who have lied on you or said certain things about you, man, I'm forever grateful for having an opportunity to be a part of that. But you are bigger than this. You do have a heart for the community. You do have a thought process that will continue to elevate. But this doesn't elevate it. Replaying what he's saying or playing into that or going back and forth with him, he doesn't have anything else to talk about. You know, so much so, and I can share this, he reached out to us about taking something out of the pivot that was about him. And in doing that and communicating with Channing, he unsends his messages so he can only screenshot what Channing said in response to him reaching out.
Oh, wow.
To me, that is not a man that is continually worth your energy, right? There was nothing said from Channing's side that's going to dispute that. There is going to be no ongoing beef because he's not worth that energy. But every time you guys come on here and speak on him again, it just gives him something else to go and talk about because he's not going to be thoughtful enough, mindful enough, right? Forward thinking enough to have something else. And even if we are like, even now, something's probably going to be said about this because they need this energy, right? They're going to need to be able to say that Ryan Clark was speaking with Kwame and speaking with Carcino, and he said this about me. Here's what I think about Ryan Clark. Right? That's how it.
Ryan is a smart person because he not even on this YouTube stuff, and that's exactly what they gonna do, right? Goddamn! Shout out to goddamn Ryan, right? Because that's what they gonna do right now, right. Trust me. If they not doing it right now, they're gonna do it tomorrow. They're gonna make videos. And they're going to start talking about Ryan now. So he not even on this, you know, petty stuff that we be on. And he can already see the play, right? He can already see the play right now. And one thing I hope KB really, really listen to is what Ryan says. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just need to hear it from somebody that's not us. You know what I'm saying? Someone that's in a different field, someone that's more respected in what he does in his craft. You know what I mean? I know KB has heard this from everybody. I think I even told KB this in the beginning when he was going back and forth with Skinny. I'm like, man, yo, KB, just don't talk about Skinny, bro. Just let Skinny do Skinny. Don't even feed back to it. So I know I said I've mentioned this in the past. And I'm sure people have told him this too, you know what I mean? But I really hope that he listens to Ryan. Just I know KB likes to roast and he likes to come back and stuff like that. But as long as KB keep talking about him, they gonna keep talking about him. But the thing is even if KB don't talk about him, they still gonna talk about him, right? They still gonna talk about KB regardless, even if he responds or even if he don't. But responding to it gives them more fuel because they can always say, "Ha, you see, he's talking about me. Ha, right here, he said my name. Ha." So that gives them justification on why they doing what they're doing because they know that KB is going to respond back. But if you don't respond back at all, that's just going to make them look just crazy, right? If you don't say nothing to them at all, it's just going like, people going to be like, come on, man. Like, he ain't even talking about y'all no more. You know what I mean? So, you know, hopefully he does listen to Ryan, but I know KB likes this beef stuff, right? KB likes to roast. You know what I mean? KB likes to roast. KB like to go back and forth, but he doesn't enjoy the dark side of YouTube. You know what I mean? People take it too far. People bring up his family. People, you know, bring up just unnecessary stuff, right? The same way that I am. I don't mind the back and forth. You know what I mean? As long as it don't get too dark, like I don't mind going back and forth and roasting and stuff like that. But when it get too dark, I'm like, all right, bro, you got it. I ain't, you know what I mean? So, but you know, Ryan is giving some good advice to KB. So, you know, hopefully KB can, you know, hear him out, and just try his best just to stay focused. You know what I mean? But I know how tempting it is just to, you know what I mean? You just want to get your lick back. You know what I mean? So, but Ryan is that he's hitting the nail right on the button. He's saying everything that needs to be said, and I think KB needs to hear it from someone like a Ryan. You know what I mean? So I respect Ryan for even come on the platform and saying that. So salute to Ryan.
That's how it's going to work. And what I'm saying is, I don't even know Gil. I have no beef with Gil. I don't care what he says. I don't care what he does. But y'all got to get to the point where y'all don't either, because you have so much more to offer, and that's not something y'all want to be, or at least feel y'all want to be a part of going forward. But if we do this and continue to give it life, he's going to be right back with more. Sometimes you have to ignore ignorance. You just do.
Well, let me explain why I'm doing this, because I think that the media turns a blind eye and they protect certain people.
Mhm.
And it's easy to ignore what's on the internet, but it's a different story when guys are yelling out street names to my house and they're on the side of my
you're
house
right.
and they're taking drone footage and they're taking pictures of me at my car, they're
It's
taking
true.
pictures of me inside restaurants, they're following me to DC.
That
And
shit
so
crazy.
I want the narrative to be out there so that if I have to hurt someone, I know the event that they're trying to set up. It's no coincidence that Charlemagne the God went on the Breakfast Club within one day of this whole conversation and read out a family history like that, and then said I almost snapped over basketball without a conversation. They know I'm going to defend myself against anybody who tries to do something to me. I wouldn't give a hill of beans if Gilbert Arenas is just running his mouth on the internet. But the internet sneaky stuff and then hiding and saying, well, I'm not bothering Kwame Brown, he's jealous of me. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. The media on his side needs to know. And I think it's a bigger conspiracy than that, because had they saw Kwame Brown spit on somebody at the 49ers game, I probably would have been arrested for assault. It's a double standard in media, and they seem to only want the.
I think I seen something on social media where I seen that the dude that Matt Barnes spit on, I think he's suing them now. Hold on. I think I seen an article on the internet saying that Matt Barnes is being sued by the guy that he spit on. Let me see. I think I seen it. Let's see, Matt Barnes sued. Yeah, here you go. Yeah, you see right here, NBA champ sued by fiance's ex-husband after allegedly spitting on him at the 49ers game. Yeah, so he's allegedly getting sued right now. So something's gonna happen on that.
Black men that perpetuate a cycle of violence. Steven Jackson is on a podcast, almost 50 years old. He's almost fighting at a boxing arena. He's alleging that he's attached to gang members. He's talking, all of them talk the same stupid talk. When Gilbert and Jack tried to pick on me, what did they laugh about? He had security in LA. So, like, it's this mentality that they're basketball players and street dudes at the same time. Which one are they going to be? That's not. I pride myself on not being a killer of my community. Am I above putting these up and fighting another man to get an understanding? No. Am I above any man that have an issue we ironing it out? No. But what they bring to the table and what they say is that we can have other men do certain things. And 1 week of talking with Steven Jackson, they've been talking about me for 20 years. If you go look at the interview that he had, he said, Kwame's mad at me because Jenny Buss brought up a trade and I said he was sorry. We all have been talking about him for 20 years. Well, okay. I only been talking about them for a week at the time, and he wanted to play in traffic. So these are the things that's wrong with our community, and it needs to be highlighted. We have NBA players, NFL players, black men. We can't tell, those police officers, we can't tell if these are men or these are everyday street thugs. Why don't we mention and bring up behavior of all of these males?
Yeah, I think the first part about that is a lot of times people don't care. Right, the Steven Jackson dust up at the boxing match. I can say this: if I'm somewhere with my wife and there is some sort of commotion, my wife becomes my first thought, right?
Okay.
Protecting her, and whatever that means. If that means being someone that you see as a coward and grabbing my wife and running because I don't even want her around it, I don't want her to catch a stray, I can't defend myself and her, then that's what we're gonna do. If it's, and you know, Kwame and Carcino, if it's throwing hands right there because I feel like I have to, that's what I'm going to do. So in that situation, I can't say that I don't have a reaction that seems aggressive or that is violent. I can't. I don't know what I would do in that situation. I think the thing that's most important is we have to, in our ages, right, and in a way that we're trying to affect the community, we do have to watch the things that we praise, the things that we put on the pedestal, the fact that a lot of us grew up a certain way or grew up in certain communities, and we worked extremely hard to get out of those communities. Now, do we want to go back and pour into them? Absolutely. But we knew we didn't want to live that way the rest of our lives. We knew that our parents, or we knew that our uncles or our mentors sacrificed certain things so we could be different, right? And two, if you grew up in the right neighborhood, the dope boys or the real OGs, they tried to protect you.
Yes, they did.
You feel me? Like they didn't want you in that. And so I don't think that at our age and where we are, that's anything we should ever praise as if that's the way out. When you look at something like what happened to Tyree Nichols. I'm intertwining football and freaking police brutality right now. Tyree Nichols was killed by 5 brothers who were on a task force that was set up to protect the hood. Right? Part of the name was to bring it's Scorpion and it's peace in our neighborhoods.
One thing that I said in KB chat about that whole situation, like that seemed like it was a Training Day movie. You know what I'm saying? Like if y'all watch Training Day, I'm sure y'all seen Training Day. Like that's what that group of people was like. They was like Denzel on Training Day. You know what I'm saying? Like that was, I think that's a fair, you know what I mean, a saying of what that group was. You know, they like, I bet you they knew all the drug dealers. They know who was doing who was selling what gang is this and what gang is that, you know what I mean? So that was like some Training Day type stuff that actually happened, played out in real life, which was unfortunate.
That's what the last 4 letters mean. Right? And it's that type of, we gotta be hard, we gotta be gangster, we gotta be this, we gotta be that. That's tearing our communities down anyway.
Facts.
You know, and so for me, I'm like you, Kwame, and I'll be honest with you, bro. Like, I have no problem with these. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter where it is, I bet on me. Right? But I'm not threatening nobody with that.
Exactly.
I'm 40,
and that's the point that I'm trying to make. That's the point that
fight.
we're trying to make. It's like when I just said something in response to them, the first thing they responded back with, let's play in traffic, let's box. So it's like, who's the sensitive one? If I've been talked about for 20 years, my response has never been, let's box, let's fight. So I just want to dispel this narrative that I see continuously put out that, oh, without people even knowing me, I thought you was violent or I thought you was this. It's just a different perspective because I was raised that words, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words don't hurt. And I even said in the beginning what I was doing. And I did take your advice.
Our boy KB put out a old school sticks and stones. Remember? Shout out to KB for pulling out the goddamn elementary rhymes. That nigga KB pull out the elementary rhymes on their ass. Boy said sticks and stones may break my bones. Shout out to KB.
And I think you was right. I do not curse as much on my main page. I don't do it because if that's what's going to make them not hear the message, when I'm trying to just get them to bring the shame back and see this is what our culture has fell in love with. Every time I go to a bar, it's songs that you be like, whoa, and it's Christian women, it's people that are school teachers, it's everybody. This is the poison that we listening to. Going to bars with negative energy from the music. If the devil uses the music, why are we listening to that type of music? So I brought that to the internet because I knew that with an athlete doing it, because I knew that they didn't let Kobe Bryant come out with his rap song. Sino told me about that. I knew about Allen Iverson trying to come out with a rap CD. They didn't let him come out because it's not for the image of a basketball player, but they don't care about black men as a whole, because you can see what the rap music in that culture is doing to us as a whole. If it's bad for an athlete to do, it should be bad for a rapper to do.
I think so. Here's the question I would ask both of you: is this? I think, and Kwame, you spoke about it on the show, saying that you were working at 14, 15 years old, and you're working with grown men smoking cigs, cussing, all these things. I do feel like, you know, aside from the rappers that are acting, because everybody ain't like that, right? Like, let's be real.
Facts.
I do feel like sometimes they're just talking about either lives that they've lived, neighborhoods they've grown up in, or the lives of the people that are close to them.
It used to be like that. Now they're rapping about actual murders.
Right. And so in that though, it's not the music to me. It's the actual people. Right? That because for me, for instance, right, I'm not, if I was to rap or whenever I'm to get a message across, I'm not going to act like the biggest, baddest man, or I'm not going to criticize somebody for something that I've done, because I'm not going to be no hypocrite. Right? I'm going to talk about my life. Like if somebody's like, yeah, you know, I'll shoot you. Well, I'm gonna have to be honest. Well, I'm gonna have to get shot because I ain't got no gun. You know what I mean? Like I'm not here. And so I think that what's happening is you said something on our show, man, that really stuck with me. You were talking about school programs and after school programs. And you said you still got to send them home.
Yeah.
And you got to clean up the neighborhoods. You got to clean up the household. To me, it's not about the music. To me, it's about our household. It's about I did
that part. Today. That part right there. That part, right? That's what a lot of people don't understand. It's not necessarily the music. Like I listen to rap music, right? I heard all that gang banging stuff and all that, you know, selling dope and all that stuff, but I didn't do it because my parents raised me not to do it, right? Like I had a mom and a dad that taught me this is not the way you want to go. And I also learned from my brothers because they was in that lifestyle and they, you know, they were in and out of jail. So I didn't want to be like them either. So I had brother figures to learn from their mistakes, to know that that's not the lifestyle for me, right? I learned through my brothers and through my parents and stuff like that. So it's not just the rap music, you know what I mean? I don't want to blame everything just on the rap music. It's just, you know, but even if your parents even parent you the right way, sometimes kids, they just go off and do their own thing. You know what I mean? So I can't say everybody is the same way, because you can raise your child the perfect way. You can monitor them. You can pay attention. You could teach them, and they can still drift off and be whoever they want to be. If they want to go strip at the dance club, that's what they're going to do. You know what I mean? So it's not just one thing. It's a lot of different factors. But, you know, I don't think that you can just blame it on one thing. Like it's not just the music, it's not just the parents, it's just a lot of different factors that really push people to go a certain direction. You know what I mean? Some people just get caught into that and don't realize that it's just music, right? I learned from a long time ago, this is just music. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do something just because I'm hearing Tupac say hit 'em up. You know what I mean? I'm not about to go to the club and bust a nigga head open because I hear head buster. I'm a head buster. Like, I just enjoy the music for what it is, for the tunes, for the melody, but I don't let it control me, right? Because, you know, that's one thing that my father always told me. Be control of your own actions. Be in control of your own emotions. Don't let people control your emotions, right? So, you know, that was installed into me from a little kid. And I think that really, really, really stuck into me because I still remember it and I still apply that now. So it's just a lot of different factors, but music is a powerful tool. You know what I mean? Music is a very powerful tool, and I'm not going to just downplay like music don't have to do anything with it. It does in a sense, but you just got to be smart enough. Some people just, I don't know. Some people just not smart. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's a lot of different things. You know what I mean? But yeah, I can keep talking about it. But yeah, some people are just gullible. Some people just not smart. Some people just not bright. You know. Sometimes we just got to be honest. You know, some people they're just not there. You know, it is what it is.
And I talked about Patrick Mahomes Sr. and Averion Hurts, right? That's the fathers of Jalen Hurts and the father of Patrick Mahomes. And I said, when we do draft, we always talking about the broken home and how they were raised by a single mother and look at the adversity he's overcome. But we're not talking about these two black quarterbacks that are the first two quarterbacks of African American descent, the first two black quarterbacks to starting a Super Bowl against one another. Exactly. What about their daddies? What about Jalen Hurts' daddy, who was his high school football coach? Right? Let's talk about like why isn't that the story this week? Or Patrick Mahomes' dad, who had him in major league clubhouses, learning how to lead, right? Learning how to be diverse in culture, learning how to get along and deal with everybody. And now these two dudes are the biggest leaders on the best two teams in the NFL. Let's talk about that.
Yo, I remember my dad, because me and my dad was very heavy into sports and, you know, watching basketball and stuff like that. And one thing I always remember him saying is that they always praise the black mother, but they don't never highlight the black fathers in their lives. You know, they and that goes back to what KB was saying, right? They love to highlight the single black mom, and, you know, and for them to say, well, my dad wasn't there. You know what I mean? Because they want that to be, you know, heard by the masses. You know what I mean? Because they're always talking about black fathers this, black fathers that, right? So I used to always hear my dad always say that too. Like, black fathers don't never get the credit that they should get. And it's true though. You know what I mean? It's very rare that you hear about, you know what I mean, black fathers actually being in their kids' lives when they make it to a certain level. They don't really talk about it as much as, you know, the single mom that did everything by herself. You know what I mean? It's true though. It's true.
And if we talk about that more, or we talk about you fighting for your kids, or we talk about the fact that, you know, I have a son right now who plays Division I football, right? Who I still train, right? Who I FaceTime on the regular, who I ask every day, what are you doing? Who now we're reading books together and we have damn book reports we do. Like, let's talk about that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Thanks. Let that be what our culture sees, because I'm sure everybody on here is about throwing hands. Like, I don't have a homeboy who's scared to throw.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. But I do know. I got.
But guess what? That's what we was talking about before. We was talking about trading and coding in schools. I was talking about Black Girl Magic. I'm telling them about how, and I got to call out, because you have to call out bad behavior and shame it first. My first conversation with them, I said, N-words like y'all talking about N-words like me, because to me, there's a difference. When I say I'm a Geechee, we're peaceful people. We don't start nothing with nobody. We just finish it. And the antagonizing and the game plans and the things that they brought out, here's why I pay attention to it. The world, when you use this word, I'm trolling, you bring others to the table. It's not just you by yourself. This is a dangerous thing for a celebrity of his caliber to troll and put my address and act as if he got me moving from hotel to hotel when you know that that's not true. So to play games like that, you can have somebody else do something that maybe he's not willing to do. Yeah. And so I'm just saying, out in the open, these are the type of games that has to stop amongst the Black community. Despite everything I've said to him, Matt, Jack, none of them, I never said I was going to bring any harm to them or their family or put their home address or none of those type of things. So for him to be playing those type of games, and people in general, us as Black folks, I'm the main one calling it out. Respect me like you respect them white boys. I believe if you want to help the Black community, you tell them all, respect each other like you do them white boys. You're not chasing blonde-haired, blue-eyed guys and shooting them down in the streets every night. You're doing that to each other. So we can fix the Black community tomorrow if they just treat Black men like they treat white men.
I agree, because see, the thing is this: you're highlighting a situation that you don't even live in.
One thing we got to give credit to is KB came on a platform, and y'all don't probably even know it, but he put on he put us on a lot of his I wouldn't say country talk, but just his slang, right? Like I be saying shit like in real life that KB, like I've never heard Dulo twist. I've never heard that before. Now I be saying that all the time. The little Dulo twist. I never heard Dulo twist in my life. Like it's I think we can all admit that we definitely learned some lingo from KB from I wouldn't say country talk, but just from his lingo. You know what I mean? And saying respect me like you do them white boys. That's a pretty powerful statement right there. You know what I mean? That's a definitely powerful statement right there. You know what I mean?
It's like you don't live in a hood. You live in like $1 million houses. You live in a different community than what the people are, but you're highlighting the negative aspect of it. You want to hang with those street guys and use their slang that they use in the streets and throw up signs. And it's like you're in a privileged position. It's like maybe 1%, you know, of the chances or the odds to get to play in the major leagues or any professional sports. The odds are just like monumental. Like Ryan, I know your situation. Like it's almost a miracle the way you got to play in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a hard process just to get through the door.
Right.
And when you get there, that is a very privileged position. So I feel like you owe it to yourself and to your people to conduct yourself in such a way, in a manner, a standard that would make you shine to where people would say, okay, now that's somebody I can follow. Like if you look at Isaiah Thomas, that's somebody from Chicago where I'm from, who I've always known. Isaiah Lloyd Thomas III, and I already said he was the best basketball player to ever touch a ball. And here in Chicago, they that's like taboo. Jordan, you know, that's Michael Jordan. I'm like, Isaiah is from Chicago. What are you talking about? But the thing about Isaiah that stands out the most is that he is more talented outside of the game of basketball. His knowledge of business and just life in general, and the way he conducts himself as a man. That's one of the things I'm like, now that's something I can get behind because he's not glorifying any of the negativities that he grew up around. And he grew up in a rough area of Chicago on the west side. And he never glorified the violence. He never glorified the gangs. He never glorified that lifestyle. When he was coaching, all the players had to wear suit and tie. That was the standard. If you was on a team with Isaiah Thomas, you had to wear a suit and tie. You had to present yourself. And it was amazing. And David Stern saw that, contacted Isaiah. And this is when they ended up making the rule change about the wardrobes because they feeling like that's the way you're dressed, you're presenting this behavior, which it was wrong, I think, the dress code, but it had gotten so out of control where everybody was coming there basically in pajamas sometimes. They're just going to work in like some pajamas, some Crocs or whatever. They're just going to work. And it's like, well, this is still part of the job. You're presenting yourself in our sport, our product. You got to like conduct yourself, you know, dress up like you're going to work. So our conditioning is different. What we used to look up to in our standards of the people from our day. Like my family, I was blessed. And I understand people don't have the same support system. That's why I say I never looked down on those who didn't have that. You don't know what household was like growing up. They might have grown up with a drug addict mother or a mother that had them selling drugs. I never would look down on it. I had a support system. I had my whole family around us. Like Jesse Jackson used to say, I grew up in the slums, but the slums didn't grow in me. And that's how my family was. We grew up in a very poverty-stricken area, but you wouldn't know it. Because the way we didn't deal with all the nonsense that was going on in the neighborhood, we kept a foundation and all those.
Hey, I think right here, I was like, KB, boy, you better say something before he start talking for the next 2 hours. I was just being funny, but he was definitely speaking on some real stuff. But y'all know Cino, boy, that motherfucker be talking, boy, that nigga ain't gonna stop. I was like, KB, boy, you better say something before Cino just keep on talking for about 2 hours. But Cino was saying some real shit right here, though. But you know me, I'm always joking. Shout out to Carcino.
We had a community. And as long as we knew our community on this block, none of that activity is going to go down. We had respectable people on there. Everybody knew each other. And we looked out for each other. We know the Johnson's house. The Johnson's over here. The Johnson's go on vacation. We watching their house. Everything's going, like the whole community took care of each other. Kid was sick. Hey, could you go pick up my kid from school? You know, he's not feeling well. It was, okay, I'll go get him. I'm at home. He'll be at my house and you'll get out work. That's how the neighborhood looked out for each other. So everybody had each other's back. Now, no one, they talk about community. You got people that live on the same block. They don't even know the neighbors 2 houses down. They don't know anybody.
Yeah.
Then they worry about the president of the United States of America. But I'm like, you have your community. Your sidewalks is cracked. They're closing schools in your community. The education, they're overcrowding schools. Then they're cutting budget funds. You're not worried about what's happening right outside your door.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the main problem. We got to get back to the community, because now you're losing. You went through your life already. It's the next generation. Your kids.
How we gonna get back to community when they showing you celebrity so much? That's the biggest trick in the book. That's how we spend so much money. You got poor people trying to be like Kim Kardashian and the biggest celebrity. All they do is watch TV or watch their phone. Look at the spending habits in the hood. It don't show that people are broke. It just show that they just spend up all their money trying to look like they got money. I'm from the hood. I know how it really works. They put rims, all that money you spend on Forgianos, all the things that we do in the hood, Jordans. It's the TV. It's the culture. It's the how we look at somebody who go to class opposed to skipping class. It's our culture. It needs to be erased. And that's why I said it to those guys. Like, how can you sit up here and pump your fist talking about Black Lives Matter? When I fly from state to state, I never was looking over my shoulder thinking somebody white was going to rob me. If you look at the percentages of what would happen to black men to black men, my biggest threat is another black man in a certain age range. And that shouldn't happen. This 2023.
Kwame,
get that out of it.
But you also have to realize that people do crimes based on proximity.
It's different now. It's different now, bro. They killing for no reason now.
No, I 100% believe that they're killing for no reason, and that it is continually getting worse because, and you mentioned Christians, like we are getting further and further.
Almost fell over.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The religion and spirituality, if you take it back to our grandparents, to our great grandparents, it was all they had. That's where old Negro spirituals came from, because they didn't have nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When you think about the fact that old preachers used to preach fire and brimstone and eternal heavens, because they felt like what we were enduring on earth, the only gift we could ever get was to spend eternity with Christ. Mm-hmm. So they had to preach that. That's no longer what it is. People don't care no more about death or life.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like these young boys pull triggers like you could come back from that.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like in
facts. Hey, shout out to Ryan. That boy talking. That boy speaking. You know what I mean? Facts.
And they aren't, right? Think about like Trayvon Martin. Trayvon Martin is dead because he was walking in a neighborhood that a man didn't believe he was supposed to be walking into.
Facts.
So you're not gonna be able to get into their neighborhood to rob them.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? You're gonna have to rob the dude next to you. You got to kill the dude next to you, or the dude next to you. That's the person that you're gonna be fighting with to get whatever you got. And if you got to take from him, you got to take from him. And the thing I hate is when one
the last one standing. I actually like that. That's very, very accurate. Nah, because the white man is gonna rob you and gonna have a suit on and shake your hand. Yeah. He's gonna rob you a whole different way. Definitely. I agree with that.
Us does have, and I'm guilty of this too, Kwame. Like I can't say that I'm not. They had another guy who did TV, and I felt like every time he talked about a topic or it was something that came from me standing for black people, he always had to like oppose, like I was faking, right? That like I was crying that black people are mistreated, or that I was crying that police brutality is a real thing, or I was crying that the communities need help. Ryan Clark has a victim mentality, this and this. And I was straight up with him on Twitter. Like, hey, bro, send me your address. Like, I'm not about TV and I'm not about, tweeting. Let's have a man-to-man conversation. And it wasn't to me about fighting. It was to me about, we are doing this publicly. We don't have to do this publicly.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get on the phone. Let's have a face-to-face conversation. And very much like you, though, I was like, and if it goes somewhere from that, I'm fine with it.
Right.
And I think right here, I donated $5 because when Ryan Clark said that, I just immediately thought of Stephen A. Smith. Like, I'm like, Ryan is cool with Stephen A. He be on ESPN. So I was like, yo, KB, ask Ryan if he could set something up for you and Stephen A. to talk, because I really think they need to sit down and have a talk. Especially with Stephen A., been doing all this time, you know what I mean? I think they are two both grown, mature people where ain't nothing gonna happen. Ain't nobody gonna fight. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing. You know what I mean? I think they can sit down and have an actual conversation instead of just going back and forth. You know what I mean? He makes the video, he respond. Like, I think they definitely need to have the sit down and, you know what I mean, have a talk one-on-one. Now that shit, that will get 1 million views in one day. Matter of fact, I think the Pivot podcast need to set that up on their platform. You know what I mean? I think Ryan got enough pull over there at ESPN where he can set that up on their podcast or, you know, something like that. You know what I mean? I think that definitely needs to happen because, you know, what Stephen A did to KB's career by giving him that bus name and, you know, what you're doing at them colleges and, you know, all the stuff that's been going on with KB and Stephen A. I think they definitely need to have a sit down and talk. And I think they would have a good dialogue. You know what I mean? I think the energy would be different speaking one-on-one than just over the airwaves. Just, okay, I respond on a video, you respond on a video. And Stephen A is always the one that says, I won't back down from nobody, brother. If you want to talk to me, talk to me. You know what I mean? So he always says that he don't back down from nobody and stuff like that. So I would like to see that. You know what I mean? I think that's a well-deserved conversation. I think that's a well-deserved, way overdue conversation that definitely needs to happen.
But even that for me, like I had to pull back from that because it's still two successful black men having this issue. And so whether it's you and Gil, you, Stack, Matt, whatever, it's like when we gonna be adults? You know what I'm saying? Like I get 20 years, bro, of people talking about you, and then all of a sudden when you say something, it's not a big deal. I don't understand that.
Me either. I didn't get valid. Why can't they not get valid?
You know,
and my thing is with the conversation that you just said that we have to rob the people that we're around, or you can build with the people that you're around. I was on Dirk.
Fair and Balance over here saying that I'm Carcino 2.0 tonight. Long-winded damn D's in the building. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I could be a little long-winded as well. You know what I'm saying?
Carolina, and instead of robbing each other, one person grew a crop, like the other person said on my panel. We grew corn, another person grew something else, and we traded. Yep. You don't have to hurt somebody next to you. We have Hispanic people coming over to the United States right now. They're
work together
with a skill. They're coming with a skill that they're pulling each other up one by one because instead of killing each other, because nobody can have a life like that. They're building with each other. They go from owning one house on the block to owning 2 to 3 to 4. It just doesn't look pretty doing it. And to me, our culture, we got to look pretty doing everything. Right. Your stomach got to rumble. You're not going to have on Jordans if you're working with the person next to you. You got to be able to take less. And I do think you're right in the sense that we are going to hurt people that we are around, but we got to stop the silly nonsense from the internet. You can say one wrong thing to somebody on the internet, and instead of it be, okay, well, I just don't agree with you. It got to be, we got to pull up. You're going to leave your wife, your family, your friends to pull up on somebody about what they said over the internet. I've never done that. I never will do that because it don't make any sense. We should all be able to agree to disagree. And so my platform is, no matter how aggressive we got on here, I don't participate in the people telling each other we're going to pull up on each other unless it's going to be a man-to-man situation where everybody going home. Like you say, because sometimes you can say certain things that you can't come back from. But our culture now is a bunch of men being protected by other men so that they can get more disrespectful to one or two men. We are literally packing out each other in groups. Like I'm outside every day. And it's just, to me, it's getting real spooky about how we are looking for another black person to say something to us for we to turn up to the max. If the skin color is white, there's never a physical aggression. We have to figure out what's wrong with our psychology that we get so aggressive towards each other, but not like that towards white people.
I think
that's more white supremacy than anything.
That's an amazing point. And I think the other thing that definitely needs to be said is this. And if I misspeak for you, let me know. You're not actually saying you have to be aggressive towards whites. You're asking if you can have that sort of restraint when you feel disrespected by white people. Where is that restraint when it comes to your own?
Shout out to Ryan. He get it. some people some people on YouTube don't even understand when KB says respect me like them white boys, and they just they really don't get it. It's just hilarious just hearing people repeating KB and not even understanding what he's actually saying. Respect me like them white boys. Respect me like. You're not even using it the correct way that KB's breaking it down. You just so anyway, yeah. But it's just funny hearing other people repeat it, but they don't even use it in the right context. It's like you're stupid. It's oh, wrong button.
You big dummy. You big dummy. You big dummy. Combs, you stupid.
God damn. You got to be a stupid motherfucker to get fired on your day off.
Whew. Some of these people, they just respect me like them white boys. I'm my mama's daughter. It just be sounding stupid as hell, boy. Okay, I'm sorry. Petty damn D is always in the building. Y'all know I'm petty.
Yeah.
Where is that understanding or that grace when it comes to your people?
Yeah.
And honestly, Kwame, I think that's part of the trick. You know, I'm gonna be honest. I think that's part of the conditioning of
That is true.
like of growing up where we grew up, around the people we grew up. You don't really have those interactions with people that don't look like you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the first time you do, there's such a fear striking you by society or by law or by authority that you're like, oh wait, like I can't do this. But because society ain't protecting us in general, right? They're not protecting me. They're not protecting Kwame. They're not protecting Carsino. I'm not tripping on what I do to you because I've been conditioned that they're not going to come down as hard on me for what I do to Kwame as they are going to come down to me to what I do to Peter McConnell.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Facts,
Yeah.
facts,
you know, and so
facts.
and that's why we have to, like, we gotta have these conversations though, bro. Like and I'm glad you do it here. That's why I have the pivot, bro. Like I want people to like sit down and be able to talk like they got some sense.
Facts.
Right. And the one thing I'm not gonna do, and I'm not gonna allow in a space where I'm in, is for people to get disrespectful in that way. Because now, once you a part of that, you a part of that. My homeboy, you know how it is, man. When you grow up with your boys, like, you know, some people call it capping, some people call it ribbon, some people call it joning, whatever it is. Like your shoes busted, they talking about you. Your clothes, whatever. And my homeboy used to have a thing. He's like, if you grin, you win. Basically saying, if I'm making fun, of Sino and Kwame, or Sino making fun of me and Kwame laugh, I'm shooting at Kwame now. It ain't your business. You know, and that's the thing I feel. If I let somebody come on my platform and get disrespectful to me, I'm just as much as fault as you are, or as that person is, because I've given you this space to do that. So now I'm giving people an opportunity to continue doing something I'm trying to fight against. You know what I mean? And I think that's where, like, we have to get to a point where we stop praising, the things like you mentioned. That's what the society wants the black man to look like. We got to stop praising.
That needs to happen. It may happen one day. I don't think it'll ever happen, but I would like it to happen.
We got to call that out. And I think this is where you're starting to move now.
And you got anything to add to that, Sino?
Yeah, pretty much, because what the conditioning that you're seeing now and what he was saying, because it was all spot on. Because it's like, where do we go now? What is the next step? What is the next process into moving over? Because what we're seeing is the environment in the society that's around us, the foundation is broken. And we see that, and it's highlighted because you have mostly, this is why they give professional athletes sponsorships, because they're going to be highlighted. And most of them, the people see, and they're reflective of it. Like in our neighborhoods, that's what we knew. Like I had all the jewelry, and I had on diamond. I had on a big 40-inch, I had a big Wu-Tang medallion. It was a badge of honor that I could.
What you know about Wu-Tang from Chicago?
Oh man.
Yo, this is no diss on Carsino, but I can't see Carsino wearing jewelry and stuff. I don't know. I can't see Carsino in that type of like. Oh, well, he probably was, but I just can't see it. Shout out to Carsino.
He told, oh, don't get Cito started.
Yeah, so I was basically that was my crew. So I was like, Wu-Tang out, man, and I could walk around my neighborhood and nobody would rob me. And I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna get robbed. I've got all these jewelry, and I'm just antagonizing the people that couldn't afford this stuff. And I'm like, in any given time, any one of these people could have hurt me at any time. And it was like, once I got older, you grow out of that nonsense. Like, I don't even wear jewelry really anymore. I wear a watch, and I might wear some beads somebody made me. But you grow out of that mentality. But the thing about me is, like I said, everything is different. I was able to.
He said he did show old videos with him wearing a long gold chain and rings, for real. Shout out to Carcino. I was never into rings. I never was into rings. I don't wear watches because I'm really destructive and I'm careless. So either I'm gonna break the watch or I'm gonna lose it. So like I don't really wear jewelry. Like the only jewelry I wear is like chain. That's about it. I don't wear watches or rings or bracelets or nothing like that. I'm gonna end up breaking it or losing it. So yeah.
Because my family was military, we moved to different areas. I get to see different races and different cultures and things I didn't never know and never would have known had I never met them. Like I've never met an Indian person before and actually like befriend with them enough to be in their house for dinner. And then you learn about their customs and you learn about different, I'm like, wow, different like people and how they act towards each other and that they had a financial structure system within the family. And this is how they acquired, the wealth that they did. I didn't have known that if I didn't have a friend and was incorporated with them, because most of us in the inner.
Shut up, Barbie. All right. I got a little slang in me. All right. Shut up.
The most interaction we have with white people is they're either our teachers, the principal, the police officer. We saw them in a position of authority. We never saw them like in our like walking around in the neighborhood. So we never really had that bond. And most people, once you meet people, all those barriers go down because you can able to interact with each other. So this is why if you look at the situations of structure in all the communities, like the Indian families, what they would do is they would go to business college for 2 years short. They would work in that industry, graduate, have their certificate, and they have the money that they got from coming over, and they would open up a restaurant or business, and then they would get a relative to come over from overseas, let them live with them room-free, rent-free, and they work at their business. And while they're working at the business, they have to go to the business college for 2 years, get their degree. Once they graduate, they'll get a bank loan. They're saving all their money. They go apply for the bank loan. They get it. They open up their branch of the same business. Like they had a Dunkin' Donuts business. So they had a chain. They had about a chain of Dunkin' Donuts all in the family. And he did the same thing with the other cousin. He said, now that I've done that for you, now it's your turn to do for the next one. His job is done doing that for the family members. He said, okay, now you're set up, you're in position, you own your Dunkin' Donuts. You shadowed me and you did this. So in less than 5 years, they do that. They do the same thing with gas stations, that people don't know that you can actually acquire a gas station and they know how to do it, but we don't save and we don't sacrifice. Like he worked 2 jobs and his wife worked 2 jobs, and they would take all the money from the second job and save it because they knew what the down payment was to get the loan for the actual filling station that they wanted to get. So they had a plan because they saw the goal, the end line. They say you got to see the goal first, your end game, then work backwards in the steps and say, okay, this step will get me here, there, here, here. Now I'm here. Now I know my steps in which I need to get to acquire here because I know my end game. So they sacrifice things. Like they're going to miss some birthday parties. They're going to miss some anniversary dinners. They can miss that. But the end game is we're going to own this. We're going to have something to leave back to our children. We're going to have something to where they can learn from and then go out and acquire their own. And we don't have those things because our structure system has been broken. We were business oriented and ownership oriented in the 60s and 70s, way more than we are today. That is the weirdest thing now that I've ever can imagine, that in this age, we're working backwards from ownership. When we were more ownership, we owned our houses, owned land, we knew how to farm. We have lost that connection to actual life, like trading, things of survival. My grandparent told me, I was like, my grandfather could do everything. He's from Georgetown, Georgia, Eufaula, Alabama, that area. And I said, man, how did you know how to do everything? He could do electric. He said, well, we had to survive. He said, back in our day, it was, you couldn't just go to an auto shop, you couldn't trust it back then. The racism, you couldn't go to certain restaurants. That's why the tradition of cooking food on the road, that my grandma would just cook all this food. We'd pack it up in all these containers and take it on the road. So
that boy, hey, Carcino, drink some water. Shit, open your mouth. Pause. I'll drink for you, boy. I know your throat dry as hell right now. Goddamn. I'm gonna take a drink for you, Carcino. Shit. My throat dry, just hearing you. It's just jokes. It's just jokes. But what he's saying is something that we all need to hear, though. You know what I mean? We don't have no structure, like we really don't. You know what I mean? Our foundation is fucked up. You know what I mean? So everything what Sino is saying is, you know, I don't disagree with anything that he's saying. You know what I mean? So salute to Carcino. But I know your mouth was dry after you got done talking, boy. I know. That boy. Shout out to Carcino. It's just jokes. It's just jokes, people. I joke on everybody. It's just jokes.
We never stopped to go to restaurants to eat. Because
let me ask you, Sino, do you think we can ever get back to that? Because I think we're gonna have to be forced back to that. Because my thing is the way we treat each other. And like I said, I appreciate you for coming on, Brother Ryan, because now we can kind of bridge that gap. I've seen Steven Jackson in the airport, and I want them all to know each and every.
You say Cena was putting his resume for the show. You say Cena was putting his resume in. Goddamn. Shit, but that nigga try to work for ESPN. Shout out to Carcino, man.
That's one of them. If I saw Steven Jackson, it would not be any problem. And he knows. If I saw Gilbert, it wouldn't be any problem because he knows that. He wouldn't do nothing to me, and I wouldn't do nothing to him. And Matt Barnes either. The only way I'm going to do something to anyone is they try to do something to me. So I wish that we had more people that would behave in that manner instead of going out to seek problems with people. You know, life is too short for all the drama. And so I definitely appreciate you telling me from an outside standpoint, looking in, how it looks, because perception is reality. And if it looks that way, then maybe you can't take and receive the message. So I definitely appreciate you giving me your time. But how do you guys feel we can all try to band together and dispel this unnecessary BS of the black male image?
I think the one thing is we have to show that in some way we can agree to disagree and move on from it.
Facts.
And I'm not saying that we all got to be friends, because that's not real life.
Right.
It should be that simple, right? It should literally be that simple. We can agree or disagree and just move on. Right? It should be that simple. If it was that simple, it wouldn't have gone this far. It's really that simple.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but it also doesn't help that if the conversations have to continue to keep going. Right. If Gil's having a conversation, or Stack's having a conversation, or Matt's having a conversation, or Kwame's having a conversation, and they always got to be about each other.
Right.
You know, and I think that's the point. And I don't even necessarily know if it has to be, I would like for you guys to talk, right? Because sometimes when you talk and you hash it out, whether public.
Ryan, they already talked like 3 times. I honestly don't know what it's going to take for Gilbert and KB to talk, because they already talked like 3-4 times, and we thought it was over. We thought it was over every single time they got done talking on the live stream, and it seemed like, all right, everything's good. All right, everything good. And then a couple months later, you know, I don't know what it's gonna take. I don't know.
Or privately, now you can move on with more peace.
Yeah.
But even if it's just agreeing to say, you know what, I'm not talking about it no more. I'm not talking about
Barbie. We get it. You don't have to keep repeating it, Barbie. I'm about to put your ass on timeout, Barbie. Barbie. Am I saying it right, Barbie? Am I saying Barbie right?
about him. I'm not disagreeing with him. I'm not trying to have people find their house or whatever it is. Like, moving on with life like adult people should do.
Right.
You know, I think if we could get to that point, then that shows, okay, there was some sort of disagreement, misunderstanding, but now we can move on forward and we can all give to the community in whatever ways we want to. I ain't stopping Kwame, and Kwame ain't stopping me.
Right. Know? And if I'm saying something about sports, like if I'm talking on my sports channel and one of them don't like my take on the sports and they say something about it, I'm not going to get mad and say something disrespectful. We got to start taking criticism if we're going to be out in public and we're going to be talking sports or whatever else, we got to take things with a grain of salt. It's just my opinion. It's just their opinion. So, yeah. So I have no problems with nobody, and that's why I was telling them, like, life too short. It's 2023. We just got through the virus and all the things that's going on. If we gonna joke and have fun and rank, like you say, I'm with that all day long. But anything off the internet, I don't think nobody can do it like me if they want to roast anyway. But but the real life, when you start talking about real violence, I'm seeing too much of that. That's why I'm always smiling every day. That's why somebody might make the mistake of thinking I'm a punk, because
Bobby girl Tina, Miss Gilbert. Miss Gilbert in the building. Bobby girl, aka Miss Gilbert, with the 49.99. Take it kindly. I don't have this channel connected to the goddamn bubble stuff, so it's not gonna connect because I gotta redo it. But appreciate that $59.99. Barbie girl Tina with that pink bubble. Thank you kindly. Salute to Earth Day with the salute to MD for always being positive, brother. Thank you kindly. Appreciate you with that 1 month membership. Earth Day salute. Thank you, Barbie. Always showing love. Appreciate you.
Because I want to avoid that so much. Every time you see me, I'm laughing, I'm smiling, I'm having a good time, because I've seen too much at an early age that nobody should be wanting to surround themselves with violence. So for all the kids who think it's funny when people are going back and forth on the internet, as long as they stay on the internet, we can all be funny, but don't encourage, oh, you scared over here, because that's what they do. Oh, Kwame is a punk. Oh, this Gil is a punk. And now you got two men trying to prove they ain't punks. And I'm out of that trying to prove I ain't in a punk game. I already know who I am. I'll be 41 in March, and I'm trying to make it there with flying colors. And I don't have no time for games.
That's a blessing, Hill.
Yeah.
Hey, well, fellas, I gotta go. I have a meeting to go to, man. I appreciate y'all. Kwame, whenever you need me, bro, I'm back. Let me know.
Thank you, brother. I salute you, man. Appreciate it.
All right, fam.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Salute to Brian Clark in the building. Hey, man, salute to I said Ryan. Salute to Ryan Clark, man. Definitely I respect Ryan for even doing this, you know what I mean, for even coming up on KB platform, because I'm sure he's busy as hell, you know what I mean? He got to get ready for tomorrow's show and ESPN and doing his podcast and everything. So, you know, he has to get preparated for his business and his job and everything. So it's definitely dope to see him taking time out of his day going on KB's platform the same way KB went on his platform, you know what I mean? And he definitely came in, dropped some gems, spoke the truth. I didn't hear anything that I disagree with Ryan. He pretty much said everything that needed to be said. You know, and that's dope for KB to hear someone like Ryan tell him the things that he needed to hear. You know what I mean? So I respect it, man. I respect it.
All right, that's how you do it. Yeah, man, I appreciate you. See, that's how you do it, man. We had a adult conversation. And it wasn't for me, it wasn't just to bash anybody or anything like that. I've been on the inside and the outside, and the narratives that they create about people can affect the outcomes on a lot of different things. So if Ryan can be the type of person that can segue a meeting or can come up with a situation where we can all talk and leave well enough alone.
See. That's when I donated and I said, yo, KB, hit up Ryan and see if he can, you know what I mean, set something up with you and Stephen A. You know what I mean? I think Ryan has enough pull, and I think Stephen A. has enough respect for Ryan to even, you know, listen to him if he puts that on the table. Now, if Stephen A. accepts it or not, you know, but you know, I definitely think Stephen A. has enough respect for Ryan to even hear him out, you know, to even bring up that opportunity. You know what I mean? Maybe they can put it on the Pivot podcast and they can meet up in a neutral ground, and, you know, so it won't seem like one side is trying to, you know, overtake one side, you know, meet at a neutral place, have someone there to, you know, calm things down if it get a little too spicy. You know what I mean? So you never know. You never know what might happen in 2023, but I think that'll be dope if it was to happen.
And get to an understanding. Sometimes, you know, Gilbert talks sports. We might not like his sports take. He has to be mature enough that if we don't agree with his sport take, he don't go talking about pulling up at your house. That's immaturity. So
yeah, see, the problem with that is not just him talking about it. See,
oh, here we go. Here we go. I got it working now. Barbie Girl Tina!
Barbie Girl Tina's Matrix Super Shattered $49.99. Skull, hand over mouth.
Thank you, Kylie. Thank you, Kylie.
Danger, and like I'm not worried about him really in particular. He's not getting it because I believe it's a mental block. Is that, and when you go to a low tier like YouTube channel, most of these people here are just regular people. They look at celebrities or professional athletes as if like, oh my God, you know, they can't handle it. Right. They've never spoken with anyone or been in that area to look at them as just people like anybody else. So whenever they say something, they feel like I'm going to do something to prove something to him. Or so some idiot might go out and do something. You might not have told him to do it. Right. You might not have planned that. And you was like, oh, I was just saying this on the internet. And some other idiot will take that onto their own, to themselves and go out and do something stupid. And now you the one that generated, you created the atmosphere.
Yeah, like this guy right here, Ryan can't save you. Like, see, they almost proving it as we're talking.
And you would put your picture in there, you in a professional suit with a bow tie on, for you to come out and say something.
I guarantee that's not him.
Because, I mean, but that's the thing, though. You want to try to promote yourself by saying something ignorant so that you can get out and be seen more than anyone else.
It doesn't make any sense, man.
Exactly. So you want to be seen as somebody who says something ignorant so everybody could look at you. So you want to be the class clown. Or why wouldn't you want to be the one to say something smart?
Right.
Think about that. Why wouldn't you want to be the person that says something smart or change?
Appreciate that new sub.
You would promote a guy.
Thank you, Nicole.
Who would sit there and go out and dox a woman, would call the FBI, allegedly by him. He called the FBI to find out the information on a female who did nothing to him, to leak her information out or to highlight it because he's a professional athlete. Why is a professional athlete going down to a very low tier YouTube channel? Not his own channel. He's on YouTube. He won't do it on his YouTube. He goes to a low tier YouTube channel to promote negativity and trying to dox a woman and bragging about, I gave them the information. Why would you want to do that? What is the point? Like, what is your end game out of it? What do you get out of it? What do you think is going to happen if the person you send towards that person get hurt or myself get hurt? If Kwame Brown get hurt, that doesn't help you. That makes it worse for you. You are the one, you're the prime suspect in all of this. they're going to highlight the fact that all of these things that's been going on the internet will be brought up, thrown back out there, and you'll be prime suspect number one. What sponsorship would want to touch you there? Mm-hmm. Right? Not only is it
and that's the thing. I just want them, and this is the thing I want people to understand. And when you're on YouTube, you're a content creator. That don't have nothing to do with beef. If Matt Barnes spit on someone and make the news, TMZ is going to report it, and they're not going to beef with him. You're going to report it. I'm going to report it. All the other YouTubers are going to report it. It has nothing to do with beef. If I go out and do something stupid, you're going to report it. Everybody's going to talk about it. That's just the way it goes. So I'm not going to beef with you if I do something stupid. That's just me. So I thought this was a pretty good conversation. Hopefully we got out the point that we were trying to make, that we said from the get-go that we just having fun talking. If y'all want to joke, look at this dude here, man. Hold on, what this dude at? Oh, did y'all block him? No, don't tell me y'all blocked him. Man, y'all done blocked him quicker than...
Yeah, like this other guy, man. I mean, like, we can go back and forth talking about each other, but when you want to show dead people, dead relatives...
Look at this guy. Who is this guy, man? What's wrong with this dude, man? But like,
he's one of the people on the low tier channels.
Yeah,
he's one of the people. Same guy.
Like you said, the death threats, the narratives, the relatives, that doesn't make any sense. So we're gonna let them have all that. We let them have all that. We had a great panel. We got Ryan Clark already said he can come back at any time. I've already told them if they need me to come up there and talk sports or anything like that, they're just to hit me up and I'll make myself available. So we starting to bridge the gaps with some podcasts and things like that. And we can move away from these clowns. They're gonna be stuck doing what they're doing. And I think that's the key that what Brother Ryan was trying to say. Leave them stuck what they're doing. We can joke and have fun with some of these low-level YouTubers on the other channel if we want. But Gil and all the rest of those guys, hopefully he can be mature enough to move on, and we'll move on and go about our business. But even if we don't, we just go talk. Yeah, we already moved on. Even if he don't, they just want to talk.
I ain't gonna talk. Once you start putting up my dead relatives and start trying to disrespect them, I'm like, dude, you playing with your own life. Like, it ain't gonna be me. Other people that they like, you talking about 3 generations. Like, you got my grandmother, my aunties, and her sisters, and all them. They family members, and I'm like, you don't even know they live by him. Mm-hmm. Some of them live right by him. And they had some.
Hold on, who was talking about his people? You know, I don't really watch them like that. So, who was talking about his people? Do anybody in the chat know?
Dangerous people, and I'm like, you have no idea what you're doing. If they would ever see something like this that you just did, you disrespecting their grandmother. You know, like, and this is the condition that's.
Oh, for real? He was? Oh shit! Damn.
Going on in these neighborhoods now, people disrespecting the dead.
Oh wow!
Putting them in rap songs, and then people going around taking lives. You are creating an atmosphere for something to happen. That's why I put my video off. Say, nah, I can't mention you no more, because something gonna happen to you. I ain't gonna be nothing responsible, and no attachment to it, because you're gonna get yourself hurt by somebody. It ain't gonna be coming from me, but somebody gonna hurt you because you're doing something dangerous. And I'm like, you gonna put yourself in a situation where something bad's gonna happen. And you keep thinking because of the way you live, and like, I mean, they ain't gonna never find out from me. You never know who's watching. You never know who's seeing something.
Well, I just wish they would move away from the word troll. That's why I don't adopt the language of other people, because they'll take the word disrespect out and put in the word troll. So then it's okay then. You know, I'm just, if you was to run into some of these people in real life, they'll say, oh, I was just trolling. Mm-hmm. No matter what they said to you, they feel they were just playing. They were just trolling.
Facts. Tristan says, D, me kind of want to know when you're going up the KB panel. It would be epic. Probably never. I don't know, man. I just never want to seem like I'm that dude just thirsty for attention. Like, I think I've explained this before, you know, why I've never hit KB panel, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to seem like I'm just up there just trying to, you know what I mean, clout chase and be like this and that and that and this. I'm not saying that's what people do when they hit the platform, but I know people are already saying shit about me, you know, now just making these type of videos, you know what I mean? So I just never, you know what I mean? That's not my thing, you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather it just be genuine than, you know what I mean? Me being up there like that. I like bubbles.
America's Earth Day, Dizzy, Venus Catch 22 Super Shattered $20. I like bubbles too. Tell me what you want. Drop.
Gotcha.
Hand over mouth. Hand over mouth.
Gotcha. Appreciate that. 20 twin. I like bubbles, and tell me what you want. Got you right now. Let's get it. Hey, you know what, Sister T? I actually made a drop about you hating on my donations. Would you like to hear? Yeah. Here you go. Okay. Sister T, you ain't never get no pink, red bubbles in your chat.
I like bubbles. Yeah, we like bubbles.
You ain't never get no pink, red bubbles in your chat.
Bubbles.
You only got one red bubble, and that was from Gilbert Arenas.
What is it? Not chill arrangement. No chill arrangement.
Do you know how many red, pink bubbles I done got in my chat that you wish you can get?
Yeah. Oh.
See these pink little red little bubbles that we got over here?
Yeah, bitch.
So, Sister T, do you still think my chat is broke?
Yeah, bitch.
I love all the color bubbles. I love these color bubbles. It just.
Oh.
You know, I don't discriminate on the colors. I am not a racist. I love all the bubbles. I love if you're pink, if you're blue, if you're yellow, if you're red.
Bubbles.
I love everybody's bubble.
Yeah.
I want to talk to Gilbert right now.
Hey, Sister T, it's Queen G.
Tell me what you need.
I don't want him on here.
I'm gonna have to mute Kwame's mic.
Hey, Sister T, it's Queen G. Tell me what you want from me. Hey, Sister T, you want my story? Hey, go. Hey, come on, only one. Can you please let this motherfucker go?
I've been waiting to say this all year.
We gonna knock your bitch
I'm
ass.
gonna drop you down.
Get the stepping.
Can you please let this motherfucker go? I mute my Ali and I come.
Gilbert, come back. Gilbert, tell me what you want me to
Yes,
do.
Tell me if you want me to. Can you please leave? Tell that nigga to leave. He can come in after. He has his own panel. Come
Tell me
on,
what you
only
need.
one. I don't want him on here. We're gonna knock your bitch
I'm
ass.
gonna drop you down.
Go home, Roger.
Yo, tell me what I want, what I really want.
Kwame, I want to talk to Gilbert.
I don't want him on here. We're gonna knock
Kwame,
your bitch
I'm
ass.
gonna drop you down.
This is Sparta!
Damn, I had to mute my nephew.
Thank you.
Damn, nephew, you got me muting you.
I'm laughing because you ignore that motherfucker so bad, but
Appreciate that $20. Thank you kindly. Earth Day. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's just, you know what I mean? I just like chilling, you know what I mean, doing my own thing over here, you know what I mean? I don't like, and once again, I'm not saying that the people that hit his panel are being extra, but I just don't want to, you know, I don't want to do the most. You know, I just like just chilling over here, doing my thing and making my reaction videos, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I wouldn't say never, but probably we're not gonna see. I don't know. Who knows?
And some of the things that said is, unfortunately, is what's the violence that you see out in the street. It's this look at me show attitude. Because of this internet and that like button, the more disrespectful that you get, the more views, the more attention that is brought to it. So that's why people are doing it. We're breeding a society to do that.
I said, hey, you know, you would want to take that down. You know, I don't know about his past behavior. I'm like, if you want to go back and forth, jousting with me, cool. I can throw back, but I'm talking about you. I don't got to talk about your daughter. I ain't got to talk about your kids. I ain't got to talk about nothing but you. Mm-hmm. I was like, I can do that. But I guess that person couldn't do that. So he just had to go to my dead relatives and all that.
Barbie?
To continuously do it.
You know.
I come to find out, other people's like, oh, he's been doing this for years. Like, this is
that's because they can't do nothing else. They can't joke. They can't joke the right way. And so that's like a dude who can't joke. What the first thing he do? He want to get violent. That's what people do. So I mean, they might as well just leave people alone if you can't handle the jokes. But I'm about to get up out of this thing too, man. I appreciate you for jumping on this thing, man.
All right.
I got to go get me something to eat. Boy, I'm tired and I'm hungry at the same time.
I'm hungry too.
Yeah, I'm about to go live on my channel. So
which one?
On Carcino for Life.
All right, what you about to do on there?
Oh, about to do something.
All right, I'm jumping over. Y'all jump over to Carcino for Life. Salute to you. Appreciate you, bro.
No problem.
All right. Salute to everybody. I'm up out of this thing. I'm gone.
All right, there we go, man. So salute to Carcino. Salute to Ryan. And salute to K Bizzle. Definitely was a dope talk. Definitely was good to see Ryan. You know what I mean? Once again, it was just good just to see Ryan up there, just to hear KB's perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because Ryan don't even know how crazy it is on these YouTube streets. You know what I'm saying? So for, you know, him to be open-minded and just to sit there and just to listen to, you know, all the crazy stuff KB going through is dope. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a shedding light on something that he had no idea that was going on in these YouTube streets. You know what I mean? And hey, it is what it is, man. Salute to everybody that was on the panel. You know what I mean? I think this was a great panel. I think this was a great live. And B with the $10.
Show me the money! I love black people! Show me the money!
Appreciate you.
And be super chatted $10. Great live D, smiley face.
Thank you kindly, and B. Salute to you. Appreciate that $10. $10 donation, man. And salute to Barbie Girl Team with that 20. Appreciate Earth Day with that 20. Well, no, Barbie with the 50, Earth with the 20, and B with the 10, man. So other than that, I'm about to go ahead and get up out of here. I'm gonna call it early today. I'll be back on my bullshit on my Damn D Beef channel, and we gonna get spicy tomorrow. But you know, I just want to react to this because you know, it was fresh, you know what I mean, and I just wanted to give my opinion on it. But tomorrow I'm gonna be back on my, you know what I'm saying, Damn D Beef, and I'm gonna be with the fuck shit tomorrow. So yeah. If you're not subscribed to my Damn D Beef, make sure y'all go check it out because I'll be back in full effect tomorrow. Other than that, salute to everybody in the chat. I appreciate y'all. I don't have nothing else to say. I think this was a great interview. Well, not an interview, but a podcast that had a great dialogue, great conversation, great topics, very much needed. And we'll just see what happens. You know what I mean? You know, one thing about having these conversations, it's one thing having a conversation, then it's one thing applying what you say. You know what I mean? So hopefully, you know, all parties can move accordingly. But you know, it's YouTube. I don't think it's gonna happen. You know, YouTube is YouTube. You know what I mean? And we know how crazy it's going to get. And I know. Hey, I bet you if Skinny ain't live right now, Gilbert gonna pop up on Skinny platform tonight. I can already see Gilbert pulling up on Gilbert or probably Suge. So Gilbert gonna pull up somewhere, and he about to have a 5-hour talk on somebody platform. Gaming, yeah. I will be on my gaming tonight. I'm about to go get me something to eat, and I will be on my gaming later on tonight. Probably play some Call of Duty later on tonight, but more than likely, Gilbert's gonna pull up on somebody platform today, and he gonna definitely have something to say. So this week is gonna be very, very interesting. It's gonna be very, very interesting to see what's the response gonna be. You know, definitely Ryan coming on, so it might get spicy in these YouTube streets. You know what I mean? It's already Monday, and who knows how it's gonna end by the end of this weekend, man. You got KB in the building. Salute to KB with the $10. Salute to KB.
Kwame Brown Bust Life 2.0 Super Shattered $9.99. Salute bro, salute chat, speech bubble.
Salute, appreciate you, man, with that $9.99, man. And definitely keep Ryan, you know what I mean? I wouldn't say in your back pocket, but you know what I mean? Keep in contact with Ryan because Ryan is a smart brother, you know what I mean? He's not even on YouTube, but he already knows what people are gonna say on YouTube. He said, well, you know, since I'm on your platform, people gonna say, well, you know, Ryan was on here talking about this and that. So he not even on these YouTube streets, and he can foresee what's going on. So I respect Ryan and everything that he said. You know what I mean? Definitely, that's a brother that you definitely need to have conversations with, because he's very smart brother. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that he was on your platform, and you know, he could tell you things from his perspective that I think that you need to hear, man. So it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. So other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Salute to everybody in the building. Appreciate everybody who donated. I'm about to go ahead and get up out of here, get me something to eat. Salute to y'all. But tomorrow I'm gonna be back on my bullshit, Damn D Beef, and I'm gonna do what I do best. And I'm gonna give y'all more content over here about the daily news and all that good stuff. So other than that, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. And I'm up out of here, man. Peace.